32.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Out of my way!
You've got spirit!
I'll smash you!
You're mine!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! You think that shield will throw you?
I see one, eh?
Here goes!
What is this?
Air thrust! This one's mine! Air thrust!
I have no limits!
Air thrust! Make it rain!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! By the power of
The enemy wields arms too. Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Dance in the wind!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Blah blah blah! Arch Duel! Falcon! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Not on my watch!
In a bind?
Blah blah blah! Do it! Air Sion! Astral Energy! Full throttle! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Take this!
There! Smash you! Air thrust! Air thrust!
This one's mine!
Burning strike! Air thrust! Here's the evil! Do it! Air thrust!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
By the power of flame! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Here's the evil! Air thrust! Flying pressure!
It's here! Discharge! I feel sprightlier than before.
What the? When did it get...
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do... So?
You two.
Faria, Avakir.
Avakir filled me in about...
She doesn't remember a thing. So she...
He told me about Tarnigan, too.
What difference does it make?
Stop casting me off!
Faria, not now. It can wait.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems...
You're an elite technician, though.
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, but this time not so much as a peep. Any longer and we...
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be...
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of... That is, if he ever even existed.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to...
We need to stop...
But how do we do...
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right?
At ease. Like... That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in
Lennigus wouldn't have a next in line. After all...
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be... Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities once.
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow remnants of Lennigus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Elderman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over.
What you said earlier about the...
It's still too premature to say with any certainty.
But it can't...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria...
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that.
You?
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, but not as your sovereign, nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are...
But... how...
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, one in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astrolog. Things like... oh, I don't know.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no... I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept turning...
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future.
Indeed.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be? After the second chance that From this day forth, I shall dedicate though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my...
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not...
True enough. Whatever would I do without you?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena await. Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you guys? Checked your equipment lately?
Thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just didn't.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is.
Yeah. Which is why...
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The answers have to be there.
So, what do we do?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're...
If we come across a capital, we should...
Ah!
What? Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing...
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control.
Is all of this the Red Women's...
Are they trying to finish us off before we can...
Everyone!
flower blooming out of...
But that flower looks like it's absorbing...
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back...
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already?
The flower of a blip.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis.
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it laid...
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're...
So what? We're just stuck inside here?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this. We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and stop.
Look, calm down. You're not the...
Right.
It's still too early to give up.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's...
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in.
We managed to get moving, but...
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those...
Perhaps. Someone brought us here.
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile.
Hey!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.
I still can't get over what we saw happen.
Yeah, our planet's really...
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana. Still, though, I never would have imagined Rena actually...
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue.
Rena and Dana. We were taught, but to think that they lied to us, not only about the Sovereign and the Crown
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw.
Huh? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise.
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who...
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests.
It can talk!
What are you?
Hevrecht.
Hevrecht 30...
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you?
Before I answer, I have a question for you.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed...
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the red...
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you.
Oh, goody.
Do you think we can trust...
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here.
I shall now answer your question. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time.
Helganquil?
You are on Date Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any... As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and...
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena.
A voice?
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have...
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second.
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's...
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the... I'm not sure I...
Why not?
We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana...
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole...
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do any...
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now...
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana, so thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that...
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. As a result, it has turned its attention...
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that...
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy...
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions.
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors.
A request? But...
I wish for you all to slay the great...
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your...
I did. It is in your best...
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channel. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse, and if nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before...
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings, and as such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact...
Vengeance?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit.
You mean...
At this stage, it would be wise for you to ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer...
Others?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits...
Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told...
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I...
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana,
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana.
But why?
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what...
Right.
There is one other thing that how the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long...
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrek 35 never even brought up the Renans once.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps... Let's find out. Who are they?
What?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any...
Are you a Renan?
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want, but be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we...
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrek 35 when he mentioned...
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant...
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrek 35?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time...
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, This station was where we worked to perform maintenance on...
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the...
And you've been working for Hevrecht?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility. But
what do you mean?
The Helganquill have the technology to cloak as long as they don't do anything.
Which would explain why...
I haven't been able to sign. In addition, they also use... It's a pretty... I have to imagine...
But aren't the Helganquill...
The Great Spirit...
You act like this...
I mean...
Hevrecht 35.
Who can say?
Don't you want to go back?
No way. After all this, things are going... Not that it'll... That said...
Thank you for answering.